Hello and welcome to Trudy Scrumptious Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely butterfly card. Okay, so let's start making the card. Obviously it's a 6 by 6 inch card blank we're using, and I've got a piece of card, linen card, cut just a fraction smaller, about 1/8 to 2/8 shorter than the actual card blank. What I'm going to use is these dies from Temu. They come with a little flower head that you can put in the centre or wherever, with little tiny flowers on them. But we're not actually going to use them today. We're going to use the butterflies, which are also, I believe, from Temu. Or did I order from Amazon and they arrived from Temu? Make of that what you will. So, but what I want to do first of all is I want to make a background for my butterflies and to put behind the slatted windows, just to make it a little bit more interest. So I thought I would use my Luscious powders, which at the moment I'm loving using because they are just gorgeous colours, and the sheen that you get off of them is just, well, luscious basically. So let's make our background first of all, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my smusher. So let me just get my middle-sized one out. So let's have a look how we can do this. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of, oh, I've got some blue here actually. Get my little spoon, mix some up. Don't really need too much. I've got some more colours on the way of the Luscious paints. They had a special bank holiday deal, so I've actually ordered some more. But ooh, sugar! Just sprayed the powder everywhere now. Bodes well, doesn't it? As usual. Right, let's have a look. Let's use a brush just to mix the colours up. Add a little bit of water. Oh, that's a nice luscious colour. Right, let's just put that over there a minute. I did make a background yesterday using these paints. And all I literally did was brush strokes of different colours, just doodling with my paints. And I don't know whether you can see that sheen on them, but it came up lovely. But today I want to do it a little bit different, so I'm going to use my smusher. So let's see how we go with this. Use my mat, it still hasn't flattened down. I've got it actually sellotaped to my glass mat at the moment, so I apologise if you're listening to this on headphones, that you're either going to get the rattle or the crinkling from the smoosher. Right. Right, just going to give that a quick blast with my hair. Oh, not hairdryer. Why do I keep saying hairdryer? With my heat gun. Just to dry it off in between doing the nails so they don't actually run in between each other. That should do for that nail. Right, let's do a bit of gold. Now I've got a little bit of blue pigment powder when I put the water in. Perhaps I should put the water in first. That might be a better idea, mightn't it? Now I'm going to use the gold. Get so much in here. Just such lovely colours. Let me just rinse my brush. I can mix it in. Can you see that? I am in shot, that makes a change. Hopefully I'm getting better at this. And I've got lots of new subscribers, so if you have come back, thank you very much. I'm really pleased. So, I must be doing something right. So, just grab another cloth, wipe this off. It's dried off anyway now. Right, let's try this one. Probably won't use all of this card, but it's nice to have it if I need to. Now, shall I put a little bit of another colour in there just to lift it? I was going to put the white in, but I don't think that will show. What I might do is I have my... I have my sprinkles. That's a nice... Don't want blue, don't want green. Pink's a bit bright. Purple would be nice, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put... Let's turn the palette round. I'm going to put some of this in. Oops. Just got the wrong one. That's the one I was using. I'm going to put a little bit of this in as well. Just wipe the edge of that spoon because it's got a bit of gold in it. We don't really want to contaminate it, do we? I'll put that in. And that should make it a little bit shimmery. It will make the purple a bit lighter. Where's my brush? Brush has got the flower stuck to it. Was a pink flower, it's now gold. Right. Just mixing the colours together. Let me just dry that one. Anyway, this takes us. Ooh, quite like that. Put a bit more water in that. Just a little drop. Yes. Find also if you're smooshing to turn your paper around as well, because sometimes you end up smooshing in all the wrong places and you don't want that. Right, I think that will do for the time being. It's quite pretty. I'm going to leave that to dry now and then we'll start on the main frame of our card. Right, well, if anybody wants to know what colours I've used, I used the Mermaid Tresses in the Luscious and the Bottled Sunshine. And these are the Cosmic Shimmer Shimmer Shakers created by Phil Martin. And I've used the Purple Paradise along with the Rainbow Sparkles of the Luscious powders mixed together. Let's put them over there. Right, where should we go? So we put the circle in the centre And the 2 squares, oh, we've got a piece left in there from last time. Think. I think that looks quite nice. And then we can have the actual butterfly on the front. Or should we have it in a straight line? I think that's a bit too near the top. That way. You can have it whichever way you like. It's your choice, your card, your creation. I think I'm going to put mine in the corners with the circle in the middle. So if I wanted to be exact, I could use my centre ruler. Is that a centre ruler? Can't remember if it is or not now. Yes, it is. And what you do with your centre ruler is you make sure that the number there is the same distance from that side. So that is about right, in the right place for the circle. So let's tack that down. I'm just using a bit of washi tape that is well used. You can use your low tape, etc. So, right. So if we were to line it up, let's say I'm going to use there's a little dotted line there, so I'm going to use that to make sure that that is straight. And it's 2 notches from that end, and it's 2, 3 rows from the bottom. So we'll stick that down as well, so we know that's in the right place. Hopefully it won't move. Turn it round, line the ruler up. So line it up on the 3rd line. Is it the 3rd line? Gosh. 1, 2, 3, and it was 2 notches in. 3rd line, 2 notches in. I'm going to cheat on this one, just going to put it there. Not quite the same. I'm out of tape now. But it's roughly the same place. Right, now I'm going to run that through my machine. Now what will have happened is it actually cuts out the full square and the full circle. But that's not a problem. Let's just take my tape off. Get my porky tool. So then that will fit in there. Goes in the middle, and this last one goes on the outside again. That's it. Right, so what we're going to do is we can stick these in a piece of sellotape at the back, or normal tape, whatever you'd like to use. Excuse me. Right, in order to make sure that the circle is actually straight, the slats in the circle, if you line up your piece of card on the grid lines, and then make sure, if you use the grid lines inside the circle to line up, it should be perfectly straight. And I'm just going to put a little piece of sellotape or sticky tape in there just to hold it in place, because it's going to be stuck down anyway. We're going to have a bit of card behind it. So again, line your card up with your grids on your mats and make sure your grid lines on the slatted parts are straight. This bit, I don't want it sticking over the edge, so I might just cut this one down to a bit narrow. That's it. Again, this one. Really, with the square one, it should be square because you put your die in straight. If you put your die in straight. That's it. Lovely jubbly. Right, so that's going to go on our card blank there. Right, let's see if our background has dried enough. Right, I might just dab it. Right, that's relatively dry for what we need anyway. Now, what I'm going to do, excuse me, just going to grab, oops, just grab, dropped, circle die, slightly bigger than the one I've got in there already. That would be fine. And I also want a little square die. I know it's not going to be seen, but sometimes it just makes it a little bit easier. Actually, it's not that big a square. Perfect. I can always cut that little bit off from there. So that's that one. I'll stick that down. Blue. I just need two of those, don't I? So, oh. Just run those through. Or should it be blue? Does that train the colours slightly? I don't know. another colour. Does that go better? Quite like the blue. Picks up that blue, doesn't it? Right, so I'm just going to trim that down as well, and I might have to take a piece off the card actually. So let me just do this. The lady's prerogative, isn't it, to change her mind? So they tell me. Not that I'm a lady. Let's have a look. Just get rid of my pencil lines. Right. I just need to take a fraction off the top and the side. Doesn't need a lot. So my panel actually measures 5.5 inches now exactly, and it fits on there perfectly. Right. So let's stick our base layer down. I could cut that piece out if I wanted to gut it, but I have got enough of this card for a little while, so I'm not worried about gutting it. I think sometimes it gives a little bit stability to the card, makes it feel more luxurious than the cheaper ones you buy in the shops. I like one piece of card, no layers to them, and it costs you a fortune. There we go. So let's keep that over there for a minute, and we come back and let's put our little bits of colour in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll put glue around the outside. Actually, what I might do is put glue around the outside of the circle, just around the edge. You don't need it really in the middle. That's it, that's lovely. And again, around the square, just around the edge. Again, this one as well. Smoosh that down. Oh, squish it down. Smooshing, squishing. All these technical terms. Let's hope none of those come through. Oh, I think that's quite pretty. So then we can stick that on there. Perfect. But what I'm actually going to do, I've got a bit of scrap card that's the same level as that, just so that the card doesn't dip where we haven't got any card. I'm actually going to put a little piece there just to keep it level. Let's do it that way as well. So let me just stick those down, because otherwise it could dip or sag and it would look sad. So I'm just going to stick a piece of thing there. It's scrap card, same depth as the card that we put the mixed media paper. That's it. Now it will lay flat. So as you can see, mixed media paper and a piece of scrap card, the same depth, so it levels it up and makes it flat. So let's put that on. As you can see, I'm not putting glue right around the edges of the card. I'm just putting it on these raised bits, because again it would just bow the card. So let's put that one on there. That's it. And then we'll leave that to dry while we get on with the butterfly. Let's put that over there. Right, this is also, as I say, a set from Amazon, but it actually came from Temu in the end, so work that one out. It's got a small butterfly and a big butterfly. So let's have a look. That'd be all blue, won't it? Now somebody gave a good tip the other day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. Let me just find a piece of scrap card. Just going to cut this die out. A really good idea. So now I can look and see where I want to cut out. That's quite pretty where I was there. And it shows me I can go round, check, a bit too much white on that bit, not enough pink. So I'm going to stick with here. Let me just turn it slightly. I'm going to get the little baby one out as well. That's perfect. Right. So let me just clean my die. We don't want these bits. But I won't waste them. I shall save them for another project. I think that's actually watercolour card as well. So a little butterfly. And that piece as well. Let's get that bit up. Right. So then we can slide our die back into that. Stick it down. Let's just put another piece on there so that doesn't move. And cut it out. And there. Another little baby one. So I'm going to cut out again the whole piece. It's up to you if you split your dies. Some dies you have to split, but I find that if you do split them, these little pieces get lost. So I just find it easier just to keep them whole. There probably will come an occasion where I don't need to cut the little butterflies. And there isn't enough paper or what have you, so, and I will get round to snipping them, but then I will transfer them onto a magnetic sheet and put them in a little pocket folder. Hopefully keep them safe and tidy. So let's just stick these in. Just wondering whether I should go for a little bit of gold gilding wax on the edges of the wings just to make them stand out. I think I might. Oh, dear, oh Lord. Right, don't need a lot of this, but just want to go around the edge. So what I'm doing is just running it around the edge. The butterfly wings. See what I'm doing? Am I in shot? Just gives the wings a little bit of definition. Makes them stand out a little bit more. Right, put that up there. Let's stick these together. I think that's the one I was going for. That's the one I've done in gold, so it must be. Right, let's get me a little precision glue press. Take a little tiny piece of glue. So tiny you can't see it. There it is. Press that down. Let's put that on there as well. Try not to stick it to my mat. Pick these ones up. Let's use my tweezers for these. Oops. These tiny butterflies, the antenna looks very big. But I'm sure it'll be fine. One more to go. Oh, just flicked. Oh, I'd lost the antennae then. And do I need to put these on, do you think? Does it finish them off? A bit of detail. Don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to leave them plain. Gently going to squish the glue on my fingers now. Let's move those out of the way a minute. Let's just wipe this surface down. Let's bring a card blank back in. Put that one in there. See, I think that's a very big antennae for a little butterfly. Just bending the wings gently. A little bit of dimension. That's basically our card. Let me just stick these on. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put a little tiny little piece, not tiny piece, but a small piece of 3D glue gel in the arch of the wings. Just so that it will raise the wings up and it will keep them there. Should we put it sideways on? Yeah, so we'll push it down in the middle where I'll put a little bit of glue in, and then we can just gently, just so that the 3D glue is touching. So a little bit of 3D glue in the middle, and then a tiny bit of 3D glue, she says. That's it. Still think those antennae are too big, but never mind. I match the other one. They will grow into bigger butterflies, I'm sure. Whenever you've used 3D glue, always remember, even in the tube, just push a little bit up, and that stops the air getting into it before you put your lid on it. That basically is our card finished. I just got to put a sentiment on it, but I think I'll leave the sentiment off for the time being until I know who I'm sending it to. If you stuck with me to the end, thank you very much. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button or leave me a comment below just saying what you think of the card. Polite or rude comments accepted within reason. But it's just nice to know that people have been here, watched the video all the way through, and I'd like their views on it basically. So thank you very much for joining me again, and I look forward to making another video for you to watch in the near future. Take care. Bye.